Our smartness isn't just a gift, it is a gift properly purged, properly purified, and harnessed from our cradle by our teachers. Dear brothers and sisters, before we hit today's series, I bring to you two beautiful young Nigerians from Caleb School, both in Magodo and in Lekki, being outstanding to a point that they became the overall winners of English and mathematics worldwide.
Akota Chika Serena and Tolulope Adekimi are shining stars. They studied at Caleb British International School, Lagos. These students achieved top scores in the 2025 IGCSE examinations. Akota Chika excelled in English as a second language. Tolulope Adekimi excelled in mathematics, earning an award too. Both students are honored for their remarkable achievements. CBIS takes pride in nurturing such talented individuals.
The academic system of Nigeria is one of the best. You can call me proud, but that is the truth. It is not about writing and achieving good grades in WASI. It is not about nepotism and politicizing the academic world and coming out to be the best in the world. No, we are talking about the practical aspect of it. Just like they say, it is not about the exams, but the classes, the skills, etc. There are many things that make Nigerians stand out. I earlier posted a video about our young talents in the Olympiad competition in Southeast. These are some of the ways to prepare them for the world. That is why when Nigerians leave the nation and travel to other nations, they become one of the best in their citadel. Most of the things being taught in their classes outside Nigeria had been taught to them back in Nigeria. And it was done extensively to a point that they use acronyms or codes to remember them even after several years. Sometimes we use songs to remember them. For example, the 20 elements, that is the 20 elements that form the basis of life, arranged in a periodic table according to their atomic numbers, which is the foundation in chemistry and the building blocks of matter and life supporting systems. In my secondary school, who we are taught hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. The way Nigeria teaches her children is different. And if you are a Nigerian who schooled in Nigeria or currently schooling in Nigeria, you may not know how lucky you are. For those of you in the diaspora, bring your children to learn in Nigeria primary and secondary schools. If there is anyone to take care of them, or they can board, that means they can live within the school premises.
I've had a lot of my sisters ask me about what happens when you move your children from Uganda to Nigeria permanently, like they are coming to start education here. For example, if a child is in maybe primary 4 in Uganda, does that child just join primary 4 in Nigeria? What I have seen and what I have observed, and the few people I've asked that have children, this is what really happens, and this is the cause. I'm going to first go to the cause and then I will talk about what happens. Uganda primary has 4 subjects mostly, the major 4 subjects, that's English, mathematics, science, and social studies. In Nigeria, they have really many subjects that fall under these 4, but they don't study them as topics the way in Uganda we do. So the fact that they have made them as subjects, it's going to be learnt deeper than what Ugandans are learning as a topic. So this makes it a bit higher to what a Ugandan is studying. And another thing is, I think these people study faster in Nigeria. Like they study too much. Sometimes I feel like I want to complain. Ugandans, we study longer hours, but we study simple. Nigerians study short hours, but my friend, they really study. And to me, they overfeed children. To me, to my own understanding. Because as a Ugandan, sometimes I look at their boards, their homeworks, the notes, and I remember, like, for example, primary 4, copying notes of history, geography, and you know those subjects that we studied in secondary school. Now, this is going to affect your child because your child is a bit behind. So this is what happens when a child comes here. When they come, maybe, for example, a child of primary 4 in Uganda may end up in primary 3 or 2 in Nigeria because whatever they are studying here is a bit faster and higher compared to Uganda. I don't want to put down any country. This video is not to put down or compare, but I'm trying to make people understand. Because my sisters, the many I've been talking to, are suggesting they are waiting for their children to complete primary and then they'll just come here and join secondary school. That is going to be very hard for the child because what they study in secondary school in Uganda seriously here, you might find a lot of schools are teaching it in primary. So you may find things that this child is supposed to study in senior 1 was studied in primary 5, primary 4, 5. So when they come here, they're already on things that are supposed to be senior 3 of Uganda. I don't know if I'm confusing you or I'm making you understand. But the bottom line is, seriously, if you're in good communication, your relationship is good, everything is good, no red flags, no nothing. Your reason is just, I'm waiting for my child to reach this level or a certain level. Don't waste your time. Bring that child, let them cope quickly, let them do that. I had a friend who had a baby girl. The baby girl was in primary 3, and when they came here, the baby was put back to primary 2 after a lot of coaching, because the child was passing the interview of primary 1 in Nigeria. With a lot of coaching, the entire holiday, like a month, that is when the child could be able to cope with the primary 2 syllabus here in Nigeria. So for you now to say you're going to wait for this child to complete primary 7, you're going to need a lot of coaching, a lot, so bring that child before primary 7. Let that child know that wherever I have come, a lot is studied. And I want you to remember, I don't know if you have noticed, the truth is, many Nigerians from everywhere, they prefer their children to study primary and secondary school in Nigeria. Me too. I prefer it. I don't so much like the university level, but I would choose Nigeria's education system on lower levels. That's primary and secondary. That's why you see them stand on platforms. They stand on stages that very many Africans do not stand. Like they compete, for example, mathematics. They have this subject. Their education is fine, so don't waste time. Just bring my niece, bring my nephew, let them study here. Let them study here, because it's just so fine. It's just perfect. And it will just help your child to cope quickly than waiting for the child to reach a certain level. And then you bring that child, they're going to push that child back, because things are totally different. And here, studying is real. Like real.
That is why in our university, starting from year 1 through final year, you will be handled like PhDs in other nations. If you visit the universities in neighboring nations, they teach them like primary school children. If not, some of them may not understand. But in Nigeria, a lecturer will enter the class, spend some minutes or 1 hour, and give you tasks and term papers, just like mini projects. And to me, that is lecturing. A lecturer is different from a teacher. Lecturers brush you in an enhanced manner, which comes as a tough triangle where you are trained to figure things out yourself, which is an important rudiment for survival in the society. That is why Nigerians at 18, 19, 20 can survive on their own and easily feel caged, being forced to stay with their parents or being pep-talked by their parents. Unlike in some neighboring nations where 23, 24, 25 or even a 26-year-old girl, some even 27 and 28, still running around their parents' home and afraid to leave the sight of their parents just to travel.
Primus inter pares, bonitas disciplina scientia. Welcome to Christ King College Onitsha, the best school in Nigeria. On behalf of the school management, I would love to appreciate our parents, the lovely management, our old boys who have been very substantial and who have contributed a lot to this year. This year so far has been really tough for us, but the principal, the deputy manager, and his team saw us through. So we'd love to appreciate you and thank you and remind you that we love you. Honestly, this year has been wonderful because of you, our old boys, the parents, our guardians, our teachers. We are using this opportunity to say thank you. This year has gone so well, so wonderful, all because of you. And we have no other way to show our gratitude than to say thank you, and by being the best students this world has ever seen. We have expressed our unalloyed sentiments of gratitude to the school management, to our beloved alumni, to the teachers, and our well-wishers. Now, we'll hit the nail on the head.
Before the first word named the sea, she breathed and tides learned how to bend. Stars are the dust she shook from sleep. Each galaxy a hymn she mends.
She does not shout to move the world. Her whisper draws the crops from stone.
We are live at Ado Girls Secondary School, Onitsha, and today being Monday, 23rd of February, 2026. Right here, the learning is ongoing. We can see that there is ICT training lab to help the students get a glimpse of a smart learn. We can see the buildings, a well-structured building, to help the students have a conducive environment for training and learning better. We can see that there is water and there is CCTV camera to help ensure the safety of the students and to make the learning atmosphere very good for them. For the teachers, it helps them to teach smartly and to teach the students better. All of this aids the students to learn smarter and also learn better. The future of learning is right here and is happening right here at Ado Girls Secondary.
Hi everyone, today is the 17th of July 2025 and I'm here at the Young African Girls Conference.
Today being 17th of July 2025, I'm present here live at the Young Girls Conference here at the IDK Center at Oka.
Guess what? I'm so happy to be here. I'm very, very privileged because I'm going to learn a lot and I can't wait for the program to start.
I hope to be impacted both financially, potentially, and mentally.
Storms ask her leave before they break, and dawn waits quiet for her tone. She'll melt it down to forge new tools for what's required. La 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 She is the pause between two wars. The reason rivers choose to run, the love that lives inside the heart. When every written law's undone, call her by the names we know. To stand upright in justice, is to let your spine be low.
Guys, this is St. Charles College, Onitsha, Anambra State, the second oldest school in Anambra State. It was founded in 1928. If you check, in just 3 years, they will celebrate a century, that is 100 years. So look at the school, very clean, neat, organized. I tell you, we have best schools in Nigeria, Highway schools. These schools have produced prominent people in Nigeria in a different sector. Those who are in America, UK, London, everywhere in the world. Business, different kind of people have come out from this school. And there's some of our fathers, our brothers who are living in Abuja, Lagos, and other places. And then we're in Abuja, and Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Car. You can bring them down home here, Onitsha, or in Nugu, or particularly Onitsha, like this school like this. They will train that children, down your child for you.
Not bent by coin or clamor, not bow to what you saw, is weighing truth on scales that shake when power breaks down near. And still you're at the man.
The speaker has 5 minutes to speak. At the first minute, I'll ring the bell once, indicate that the time for POI has started. And at the third minute, I'll ring the bell twice, indicate that the time for POI has elapsed. At the fourth minute, I'll ring the bell twice to indicate that the time for speaker to round up the speech.
True, though losing cost you deep.
Nigeria knows how to teach you. Nigeria knows how to test you, lecture you, and send you out to the world to survive. That is why we are who we are. I will repeat it. If you schooled in Nigeria, count yourself lucky. If you are currently schooling in Nigeria, count yourself lucky. Now, let us take some questions. The first person asked, do they have boarding schools there? The answer is yes. There are many schools with boarding facilities, both private and public schools. But the boarding facilities are only for secondary and, of course, universities. For primary, well, it exists, but very rare. So it's mostly for secondary schools and, of course, the universities. Another person asked the question, what about the university level there? I need to know more. The answer is this. The university is actually one of the best. That is all I have to tell you. Another question, what about the financial cost and school fees? Well, I would say that it depends on the school. Most public primary and secondary schools are free education in Nigeria. Most, not almost, but private tuition is dependent on the school. So you will need to go online to the portals of the various secondary and primary schools and find out more. Someone said, my nephew, who is now in MIT, after completing his secondary in Nigeria, went to the US for his A-level. He became assistant lecturer in his class. Of course, it is not surprising because he was well trained in Nigeria. Another person said, our primary and secondary education is so good that I brought my son back from Sweden to study here in Nigeria. I'm so loving it for him. When I send his result to his dad, who is Swedish, he's blown away by the kind of schoolwork an 8-year-old in primary 3 is doing. Another person now said, I study in China now for my MSc and PhD, and it makes me appreciate my O-level education as a Nigerian. I couldn't have leveled up if not for my foundation. Also, my university training toughness crowns it all. That tells why I'm a fully funded scholarship holder, only issued to 200 beneficiaries globally. Dear brothers and sisters, these testimonies are mind-blowing and they are the absolute truths.
That's why you see them stand on platforms. On platforms, they stand on stages that very many Africans do not stand. Like they compete, for example, mathematics. They have this subject. Their education is fine, so don't waste time. Just bring my niece, bring my nephew, let them study here. Let them study here because It's just so fine. It's just perfect.
Thank you, dear sister, for showing this to the world. You spilled the facts.
Timbala,